Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Ninja Turtles Next Mutation Reactions. I am Fred. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. And you will notice if you look in the descriptions that this particular episode of the series of videos focusing on this show was recorded yesterday, which for me is today, but wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. Doing a bit of a change in the format here. We're going to knock out two episodes at a time, mostly because I realized that the Deep Space Nine series is going to take, well, obviously, it's going to take a lot longer because there's 7 seasons worth of episodes on that. And so I want to get to where I'm able to do 2 episodes a week on that. Uh, so kind of gonna have to get through the ninja. But we're not going to shortcut anything. I am going to watch the next mutation episodes uh, in their entirety. So we're not skipping out on anything, any plot elements or things of that sort. Where we're giving the episodes their full time and attention. So we are going to start with Turtles Night Out. I will tell you what episode number this is. However, the DVD box set of the Next Mutation series reshuffles the order of the episodes from what they originally aired in. Hence why we did Trusting Dr. Queez a couple weeks ago, even though that aired much later in the series. All right, so let's get to it. A pirate radio station. Okay, now I do remember this. I actually remember this intro now that I think about it because it is showing a lot of stock footage of New York, but Michelangelo having a pirate radio station. I actually remember hearing that, or at least seeing this portion of the episode. But but think about it. Pirate radio is actually such a cool concept. Uh, when you where like folks will be out in like the ocean and just broadcasting on derelict ships or abandoning oil rigs and such. But but these days, but these days is like you don't. There's no need for a pirate radio stations because we have YouTube channels and Twitch channels. Essentially, we're all our own pirate radio stations and Michelangelo commenting on if he did drugs and will have like no self-respect. Like Michelangelo, we all know you're stoned out of your mind. But Michelangelo is basically a call-in talk show. It actually works. The what was it? That TMNT movie that came out that was supposed to be fourth and kind of in line with the first three films. Let's have the turtles doing like separate jobs and stuff, and like Michelangelo being like a what was he in that? Like a party clown or something. That's kind of like different from. I think being like a call in, shock jock, it better fits Michelangelo's personality. Hey, it's Bonesaw, Bonehead. Wait, am Michelangelo just walking right into the pizza parlor? No disguise, no nothing? That's that is highly unusual. Granted, that's more in line with like the '87 series, and it's something that's commented on the that horrible Turtles Forever flick. I love Bonesaw. Was it Bonesaw's? Was that his name? I forget his name because it's been so long since I've seen the character in relation to when I'm recording the episodes and these videos and such. But he has such an expressive face. He can totally cook. He's a hunter. You know, he eats what he eats what he kills. Doris the Decapitator. That's not a roundhouse. That neither kick was a roundhouse. Michelangelo, what are you doing, man? Look, if the species didn't want to be endangered, they should fight back. Simple as that. It is a. This is a kind of a creative scene here, leading into Michelangelo. His hands are restrained, but he's got like a lot of kicks and stuff, and playing for comedic effect. Again, the silly sound effects kind of ruins it, but wow, did the animatronics on the Michelangelo's mouse break there? Because typically, even in combat scenes, the mouths are kind of moving. Enrico's Pizza. Wait a second, but the place is called Joe's Pizza. The pasta needs more sauce? We can't appreciate that. Interesting choice to have a place called Village Cigar. It's being shown there. Well, way more human characters. They're the unknowables. Who's this Clockwork Orange looking motherfucker? Oh, seriously. Dude has the bowler hat and like the whole look expression and everything. Look at him. It's like nobody. All right, so Michelangelo's drawing the attention of the unknowable. So we got like a new group of villains. Yeah. Yes. Yes. You hate Michelangelo's show, but he doesn't hate Michelangelo. Be a beast theme. Break out the furries. Furries are cool people too. You know why? Because they fully express themselves in a unique and a safe way. Interesting transition there. It's like it almost looked like Donatello was slamming the door on the scene. That converted Hummers. I kind of, I you know what? I kind of wonder what became of this Hummer. A masquerade rave. It's actually a hell of a good idea. It's a party, Venus. Yes. Raphael will mingle with humans all the damn time. I also explain his relationship with Casey Jones. But seriously, one does not want to deal with humans face to face, especially those who wear MAGA hats and praise the orange-faced Goombas that threaten the rights of all Americans. In case you can't tell, I am certainly not a fan of the current administration. So what is Bonesaw going to be dressed as? And that may not be his name, but I wonder what he's going to be dressed as. Calling him the Prince of all media. That Howard is. And you know what's funny? He says like Prince of All Media, considering the controversy stuff and the claim that Howard Stern's show was going to be canceled this year. There's a difference between being canceled and just like having a contract renewed. Yes, everybody. Yes, Spencer. What is there to understand? Michelangelo is planning a party. Humans are invited. Michelangelo's going to be there. What's there to be understand? That, that is an interesting audio setup there. What's in that damn crate? Michelangelo is being a bit of a dick. I'm actually wondering if people are going to be there. Wait, Venus is doing the electricity? Okay. Granted, all she did was plug things in, but still. And they blew a fuse. I'm hoping that there's going to be like a nice assortment of extras. Okay, fair enough. They got people showing up dressed as okay, more like the face paint and stuff. Oh, and then there's these unknowables, Clockwork Orange goons. Eh, Yeah, he ain't your boy. He's your turtle. It's kind of an interesting conundrum here, where you wait a second. They're commenting on the turtle suits looking sad. I wonder if that is actually commentary from the show producers on the costumes. Oh, Bonesaw is dressed as a swan eagle. So we have two sets of villains, Bonesaw and the unknowables. Oh, he's a bird of prey. Interesting use of feathers. I'm not going to comment on the music because I don't know. No, no, okay, I can't comment on the music. It's definitely that late '90s club rave vibe. Donatello checking out humans. That checks out. Look, considering how often Donatello's been shipped with April, and girls are asking Leo and Donnie to dance. That is adorable. Oh, and some poor guy is trying to hit on Venus. She has Mace underneath that shell. There's a boy. Oh, I didn't notice like he has a little bit of the beak of the headpiece on top of his hair. There's a bit of a beak. That's actually quite. That's a cute. That's a cute, clever costume design. Interesting that the turtles are using martial arts there, and I'm surprised nobody got kicked. No, but I'm kind of expecting there like some variation on Kid and Plays, uh, with Donnie and Leonardo's dancing. Splinter High, the kicking. Like she had a cousin that go to Splinter School. What the hell? There is just there is so much stuff that's happening here. It's incredible. Oh, it's Bone Steel. I call him Bone Saw. Uh, oh, this dude's gonna get blasted by Bone Steel. Damn, perfect shot. And he's right. Close only counts and horseshoe and hand grenades, and he should have brought the hand grenades. I will say this: all the chicks in here are rather cute. But, just gotta say it there. They got the early mid-20s vibe. Well, Michelangelo calling Venus a babe is awesome. Venus being confused about about people being attractive is real. It's a fun twist on her character. Bone Steel's about to fire again. Oh, they're using Bone Steel as a way to deal with the orange clockwork orange dudes. Boy, that's a mouthful for me to say. So Bone Steel being unintentionally the hero here is actually a clever use of his character. And how come none of the party scenes and stuff and like the whoa, that was a weird effect. In the Power Rangers actually looked this good. Raphael is off in the corner, just jamming his head. Oh wow! They're hanging out side by side. That's actually. No, it says fire this way. Look, there's none of those instructions are on there. Okay, that was a mistake with the prop. Well, these dudes noticed that Bone Steel was messing with them. Oh wow! And now a brawl breaks out. Was waiting for it. Oh, he landed in a coffin. The certified good boogie. Hey, you know what? She is a cute lamb. We're not gonna argue this. They don't say cowabunga in this, but certified turtle fight is a common phrase in every episode. That dude is huge. Ooh, that look the top of the chair like caught the guy in the crotch. Ooh, that was brutal. No, he's not. He listens to he listens to Q102, which in the late '90s in the Philadelphia area was basically unlistenable to folks. It was like one of the worst radio stations in this market. So, but wow, this guy does a lot of trio work with that cane. Oh, and he's a capable fighter too. Oh, they get the shell quake on them like it did on Tatsu and Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. The A wedgie? Oh, and up he goes. Break out the if he's a pinata, break out the sticks and beat his ass. Okay, Bone Steel, what's up with him now? You know, Bone Steel and Raphael going on 1-on-1. I would like that. It's like let him go. Those aren't bare hands. And like a net was supposed to drop on him. Oh, Venus dropped a net behind him. That okay. I was kind of curious. Was like if the net was supposed to fall on top of him. Like Michelangelo's getting on his soapbox, but these dudes are just left hanging. Get the they weigh $1,200. Not bad. Figure how much of a cover charge was there? Oh, they're going till dawn. The party's gonna keep going to the break of dawn. Sweet. It would have been actually great if Splinter actually showed up there too. That actually would have been a cool element. Again, I thoroughly. And this is a great episode from start to finish. Night of 1,000 Reptiles. That would work. That would work. Okay, okay. So let's talk about this. Um, that was actually all start to finish. That was actually a very good episode. You get the premise of Michelangelo being a pirate radio host, and he has some popularity. He has people that are calling into his show. He has regulars. He gives the social commentary. That's a great setup. And then you set up the premise of okay, we're going to host a party, a rave, to raise money to help endangered animals. Awesome, perfect. You introduce Bone Steel, who was introduced that he is a hunter. He's had run-ins with the turtles before, so you have that connection there. Then you introduce these random goons, these 8th Street hoods, the unknowables, and their leader, this clockwork, this clockwork orange house dude, is like with the bowler hat and the cane. Is like, and I know I might be getting that reference wrong, but it's just like it's certainly where my mind is going with that reference. At least that's the words that are just coming to me as soon as I saw him. It's like, oh, he's gonna show up, he's gonna crash, he's gonna take the money and everything, and it's like, okay, he's a bit of a gangster, and so crash the rave, and is intending to do harm to our heroes. Just an excellent like way of bringing like two exterior plot elements, two villain groups, and sets two different sets of antagonists coming in, and essentially there are three plots here that all converge and it all works out. Um, Leo and Donnie getting dancing it out with like a girl dressed as a gazelle and one as a lamb. That was actually cute and adorable. I appreciate that. Venus being hit on. Like, what do you got under that cell? What do you got under that shell? Mace. It's, was was perfect. Michelangelo being the DJ, that just works because he's a party dude. Raphael being off in the corner, just like, yeah, just bopping to the music stuff, just minding his own business. That was a good typical use of Raphael's character. To be quite honest with you, it's like I kind of surprised Splinter was against it and everything. It kind of felt like, yeah, he could have like showed up there. I also loved a little bit which is like, where you didn't move like that? The Splinters High School for a high kicking academy or whatnot. It says like, oh, I had a cousin that went there. Really? But of course, you're talking. It's like, oh yeah, like I know somebody who went there. It's like that whole trope and everything. Um, this was a fun episode. A lot of the fight choreography and setups was quite clever. The shell quake on the bowler hat dude. Excellent use of an iconic imagery. Venus Venus is not being comfortable with being hit on is actually was also real adorable in her own way. Trying to like get the like her understanding, like, oh, she's being called a babe or a fox is like, but she's a turtle, and her not quite getting it fits her character. All in all, this is very much a fun episode. Although coming off of Windfall, it's back-to-back episodes where Michelangelo is kind of a dick, but it works out in the end. There, at least in this time, he has very good intentions. No use of the weapons, and bone steel actually being used for effect of the turtles neutralizing the gangsters was actually again very very clever. Anyway, we're gonna go right into the next episode here, which is the last on this two Mutant Reflections. Um, in many ways, that's a title like that seems like it'll be a clip show. Well, we shall see. Daytime stock footage of New York and of a sewage grate. Wow, the turtles are debating Batman and Superman? And Raphael sides with Batman. No fucking shit he would. Yes, Batman is a dude. Is Raphael gonna bring up prep time? Yeah, Raphael actually bringing up prep time. Says, oh, all Batman has to do is get some kryptonite, which means okay, that actually plays into the prep time trope with Batman. Hey, Doctor Queeze is here. With how he's trying controlling this little drone thing with the keyboard, not exactly the right way to use it because you got arrow keys. He's literally hitting like print screen, screen lock to get this thing to move. Oh, and he's finding the discarded gum. What happened to his eye? He didn't suffer an eye injury. Oh, he needs to clone a new eye. Okay. Wait, is he gonna clone a turtle? The turtles. We're gonna fight. Look, make it right. We're gonna stop till the morning light. Down, bam. I'm just realizing of all the characters seen during the intro, the only one we haven't seen is this Asian chick with long silky hair. Holy crap! That dates this. The stock footage of New York was taken when like Batman and Robin was being advertised in New York City, because they have plain as day like a billboard of it with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. Oh, when you address the Dragon Lord, address him as Majesty. Yeah. Oh yes, Your Majesty. Oh yes, of course, of course. So in between how long did it take that little drone for it to get back to Dr. Queez's lab for him to be able to clone a new eyeball? Look, Dr. Queez can correct whoever hell he wants. He's actually interesting as a character. Sorry, Dragon Lord, but there's a kind of like a reason why there's a lot of secondary villains have been introduced. Clones, snacking cakes, they're one and the same. You know what? That little robot is so cute, we'll call it Wally. Wally. Meanwhile, down in the sewer, what's Donatello gonna test now? Donatello has a Pip Boy. Oh, he has his little eye in the skies tracking system. Oh, it's Raphael. Oh, it's a clone of Raph. Well, damn, he kicked him so hard he flew. What isn't the matter with him? Wow, he did try to take his head off with those sai and another kick. Donatello's having a bad day. Wait, is Donatello going to accuse Raphael of attacking him? No, that's going to be the natural plot indicator there. But Raphael's here hanging out with Venus, so the acquisition's going to fall flat. Leonardo flashing those big ass teeth. Oh, ew! Oh, damn! He just popped a. Did he just pop a tooth into Michelangelo's food? A ninja creates his own rules. Donatello's pissed. Look, he was straight up throttling him. I just like that Michelangelo has some cereal on top of his dome. Uh, so that's yeah. Raphael was like Raphael was cheating at Go Fish. Donatello does not work with weird chemicals. Yeah, he has the he has the bruises, the he has the bruises to show for it too. So they're gonna have like Raphael and Raphael on the same face each other. But how you gonna get? Yeah, how you gonna get? He didn't touch him with his fist. He wants a turtle army, but doesn't he want to eat the turtles as well? That was something that was implied. I guess having competent soldiers is there. Nothing makes sense. Make dollars though. Oh, taking the okay, grabbing the screen, the string of Leonardo flossing his teeth, and Venus is at least pointing out the bruises Donatello has. Oh, well, a snot rag. Whatever happened, it was Raphael. But the question is, how quickly? Ew, damn, that just grossed me out. How long does it take Dr. Queese to clone something fully grown? So they, they got saliva, they got snot, yeah, because of the flossing string and that. Uh, More stock footage of New York taken in sometime in 19. The toaster escaped? Wait a second. Is the eye on the robot Dr. Queese's eye? She's a young lady. She's right. It is cute. Like I said, we're going to call it Wally. All right, they're going to hit the Queese's left. So we're going to have like 10 turtle costumes on screen. At the very least, it's going to be 4. Continuity error, or does he have 2 bots heading out there? Okay, just stuffing it into a machine. Okay, so at least we're seeing the process here. But it's not the same bot. So I'm totally expecting there to be like 10 turtle costumes on screen here. But the bot was when they sold the bot wasn't holding any of the items. That okay, unless we dropped them and picked it up, and who knows? It's like I'm trying to make sense out of this, and my mind is kind of warped. More stock footage of the vehicles being peeled out from wherever it is they're parked. If you're binge watching this series, like take a shot how many times you see the same bit of footage. It's okay, so they're establishing Dr. Queez's lab is on the 3rd floor of the Dragon Lord's lair. Although, wait a second, in previous episodes, it almost implied that I was in the 1st floor, or There's two Donatellos. Okay, so we're seeing Donnie versus Leo. Okay, there are. Okay, so they do have two turtle suits of Donatello. But which one is which? Everything. He ate an odor eater with cheese? So wait a second, the clones get all of the memories? So they got the clone of Donnie and they can send in Donnie. So another confrontation between Queez and Donnie. Okay, sending in Donatello with the clones. Okay, that's quite clever. Okay, so we know at the very least two Donatello suits were made for this episode. It interesting. Capture the actual turtles, use them as get a genetic source to do the cloning. Although if you have but if you have the samples anyway in the DNA sequences, you could just go this rolling off that way. Other than Leonardo's mouth is just gaping wide open. But this kind of shows like how wide each mouth does open for each individual turtle. So he's going to enhance them. Rage endorphins. Oh, okay, that's interesting. There's a little things on the back of their bodies, and Donatello's going to get caught. Funny, he doesn't know her name. Your mecha's where's your mecha's? Where is the mecha thermostat? Yeah, bring it on, Donatello. You're outnumbered 4-on-1. All right, so we have two Donatello costumes. Okay, let's see. Will we see the other costumes? Okay, 10 suits were indeed made. Okay, we're going to give credit to this episode. 10 suits were actually made. Uh, and it's they didn't have to go this hard with it because we know this about the Saban Entertainment and everything. They don't like to spend money, so. So this raises a question: how many suits overall were made for the show? Because actual natural wear and tear, and the combat is actually quite. The choreography here is actually quite good. And all the additional things was a little was the mechanized thermostat thing on the back of the clone heads. Funny that Raphael is beating up the female clone of this entire time. Oh, the have the seat gag is brought back, but this time he's not taking it in the crotch. So, one question: what becomes of the clones afterwards? Wait, where's the Leonardo one? Oh, it's versus Donatello. Okay, okay, so the Dragon Lord eats these clones afterwards, or what happens? Oh, he's going to destroy them. Self destruct. Well, that's what explains why like the clones don't stick around. Funny enough, the smoke comes in from off screen and envelops them. He does science. There's no such thing as evil science. Rocket boots? He's on the third floor. He's going up through the. Is he going up through a ceiling? Okay, I got questions. Is there a skylight in Dr. Queez's lab? We know it's on the third floor of the Dragon Lord's lair, but I got some serious questions. Because did he just go through a ceiling? Weird, I used that same title card in a ending for a previous episode. Okay, so let's talk about it. Obviously, the big thing about this episode that is going to stand out is the fact that actually made 10, 10 distinct turtle suits. Now, obviously, for a show like this, they would have had multiple turtle suits, for natural wear and tear, combat purposes, things of that sort, animatronics of the mouse speaking, and things of that nature. That's a given. But the fact that you actually saw 10 on screen, but actually the most we saw on screen was I have to think back at that overhead shot where everyone paired off. Was the Donatello one, the clone Donatello one, in that shot because he was in the head first in the trash bin. Regardless, very again a premise that you definitely would see more in the various cartoons over the years. The fact that they actually pulled this off and actually suits were made that they were full on combat between like two sets of turtles was really cool. Now, obviously, a trope of a sorts overall on like the Power Rangers, especially at this point in time, we were talking like 97, 98, was there was plenty of like Clone Ranger episodes up to that point. So the fact that they actually went that far to have an episode where the turtles are facing themselves, and they were kind of on equal footing too. Like Michelangelo versus Michelangelo, they were depicted to be like, yeah, they are basically equals in that regard. And then you had other circumstances where there was like a bit of or a bit of a mismatch. Like, okay, you had Leonardo and Venus teaming up on the Raphael turtle, and you had Raphael versus the Venus clone. So kind of like a bit of some mismatches. So the one, the two true mirror matches that we saw were Donatello versus the clone, his clone, and Michelangelo versus his clone. Those were the only two straight up mirror matches that we saw on screen. Excellent use of Dr. Queez in terms of his genius, and it's like, okay, like we can create clones. I do kind of raise the question that, though, if you have the genetic material and the genetic sequencing, you could probably just like create off of that and make your variations off of all of that. Again, this is how my mind works in that regard. But Mutant Reflections, a fine episode that is, at least in terms of the DVD box set, which I don't even remember where I put the case of. Oh, it's way too far off camera for me to reach. Or we're literally at the halfway point of the series. So that was literally the end of this 2. And again, going forward, I'm going to record these at 2 episodes at a time in one video. This way we can roll through things and get things done. So next time we'll see ya will actually be this Friday for the next episode of Deep Space Nine reactions. But of course you can find me over on Twitch every night. Tonight on the day you're recording this, we will be doing the plan is Revenge of the Savage Planet with my buddy Iceman. We're also the same week we're going to be playing Toy Story 3, Rise of the Tomb Raider, also things that I'm also playing on my Twitch channel. Of course, you will find those VODs coming here to the YouTube channel like a day or two after those broadcasts wrap up. So till next time, tighten your friendship bracelets, stay safe, have a great day, and we'll see you later. Bye, folks.